Hello everybody and welcome to another product review by Watchful Studio. Today we're going to be looking at SBX64, the SU Tank Killer Battery, an all-plastic kit by Battlefront Miniatures for their World War II miniatures game system. Retailing for $45, you get 5 vehicles. As you can see on the box, they show you both variants, and realistically there's 3 variants in this kit, with the Soviet flag in the lower left-hand corner, the late war icon in the lower right, telling you what you're getting in this kit. Let's go right ahead and flip over the box and take a look at the back. As you can see from the back, it lists the contents, giving you 5 SU assault guns, a decal sheet, and then 5 unit cards. As always, with the new packaging that Battlefront offers, they show you the assembly instructions on the back of the box, saving that paper and manufacturing costs, which I think is quite smart. That wonderful all-plastic logo on the back of the box, showing you the 3 different variants, the SU85M, SU100, and then the SU85. Let's go right ahead and open the box. Take a look at the sprues. The first sprue layout that you see here gives you the different hull variants for the SU85M, and then the SU85 and the SU100. Gives you your exhausts, your fuel drums, your gun mantlet options, an open and closed cupola, the lower part of the hull, and an additional piece to go on the hull itself. Let's go right ahead and take a look at the other sprue. This sprue is kind of the generic sprue that you would get for anything built off of the T-34 chassis, and it includes the tracks, more fuel drums for both early, mid, and late war, the gun mantlets for the T-34s, track links, extra hatches, the SU-100 gun barrel, the SU-85 gun barrel, the T-34 76mm gun barrel, and the T-34 57mm gun barrel. You won't use all these pieces, of course, but it is nice that it gives you all of these options, making it easy for manufacturing for Battlefront. It also gives you some different fender options as well. Let's go right ahead and take a look at the tank commanders. You're going to see a common theme if you watch more than one of these product reviews, as some of the sprues are consistent throughout different tank kits. And this tank commander sprue works for not only the World War II Flames of War, but also for the World War III Team Yankee Soviets. They didn't change their uniform much over the years. You get 6 tank commanders on the sprue, giving you lots of nice options. Let's go ahead and take a look at the decals. The decal sheet's a little different than some of the other kits, giving you tank number identifications, unit badges, divisional markings, white stars, and what would a Soviet tank be without their slogans. Nice decal set, welcome addition to any box. Here is an assembled SU-85, an incredibly easy tank to put together and will be very easy to paint. I love the silhouette of this vehicle, and I can't wait to put some in my army. Let's go right ahead and take a look at the differences between the tanks. In this box, you essentially get 3 vehicles that you can make: the SU-85, SU-85M, and the SU-100. When comparing all the vehicles, the SU-85 is kind of the go-between between the SU-85 and SU-100, because it has the same armor as the SU-100, but mounts the gun of the SU-85. So hopefully those point costs will reflect that middle ground that you're getting. As far as statistics are concerned, all 3 vehicles have the same motivation, skill, and to hit on ratings. As I had mentioned, the SU-85 has a lower front armor of 5 versus a front armor of 7 for the SU-85M and SU-100. Taking a look at the movement values, the SU-85 is slightly faster on its dash movements, but for the tactical movement, they're all the same. The other difference that you will see is the SU-100, its cross rating is a 5+ versus the 85 variants being a 4+. Not as good moving through terrain. Taking a look at the guns, the SU-85 and SU-85M mount the 85mm gun with a 28-inch range, rate of fire 2 halted, moving of rate of fire 1, an anti-tank of 12 with that 3+ firepower. Pretty good gun. The SU-100 is being slightly better, having a longer range of 32 inches, that rate of fire of 1, both halted and moving, anti-tank of 15, which is wonderful, and a 2+ firepower. And the bane of the Soviet big guns, that rate of fire of 1 is always lurking, and most of them have that slow fire rating, so if you try to move and shoot with it, you're going to suffer that +1. But I tell you, Those bigger guns, they pack a wall up when they hit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the points. And the theory was correct. The Su-85M basically being 1 point more across the board, whether you take 3, 4, or 5 tanks in the unit. And for having 2 extra points on your armor and being 1 more point expensive, I would probably say the Su-85M is a good purchase. Although the Su-100, for a few points more, is packing that big gun and also gives you that higher armor. So depending on the role that you want to have this vehicle on the battlefield, you want to choose your options wisely. That rate of fire 1 is always a pain for those Soviet big guns, but if you know you're going to be seeing those German big cats on the table, having a few Su-100s lurking might not be a bad idea. For players and stores alike, you can field formations of these Su tank killers, which is nice, and I'm not quite sure if there's a big enough difference between taking the Su tank killers or actually just fielding T-34s. But at the end of the day, it's what your players like and that rule of cool if they think that Su tank killers look cooler on the battlefield. As a retail store, I would probably carry at least one of these boxes, perhaps 2, again, depending on the types of players that I have frequenting my store. But it is a nice addition and a good impulse buy for Soviet players wanting to either add a anti-tank platoon to their infantry company or start a new army. I hope you enjoyed my product review. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and always remember, keep a watchful eye on the hobby. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.